And I want to bring up the declaw ban in California because the California Veterinary Medical Association just came out with their legislative updates, and they, of course, oppose the bill. And
California VMA is opposing the declaw ban, the
yeah,
anti-declaw legislation.
why this bill marks the sixth attempt. Actually, I think it's the seventh
Seventh,
or
I
eighth
thought. Yeah.
attempt to ban the procedure of cat declawing in the California state legislature. The CVMA has traditionally been opposed to any measure that dictates how veterinarians practice veterinary medicine. The CVMA believes that decisions to perform procedures should be made by clients and their veterinarians, and in the case of declawing, only after all alternative possibilities have been explored. The veterinary profession has adequately regulated itself in regard to declaw procedure, as several major corporate conglomerates do not offer it as a service. It is
Mhm.
not taught in veterinary schools, and the CVMA policy discourages it as an elective procedure. The veterinary profession has moved away from this procedure by its own efforts, and thus the CVMA does not feel that it needs to be made into a crime in the law. But of course, veterinarians are being
Mhm.
bullied into performing declaws. Um,
It's a mutilation. It's unbelievable to me. Has anybody in the chat ever met a cat who went through I know you probably met them after, but have you ever seen a cat going through it? It's torture to have their knuckles removed. Will you, doctor, explain it just a little bit what declawing entails? Because when you told it to me, it sounded much more gruesome than I think people are privy to.
yeah, I mean, it's severing the first digit, that first bone in
This
their
bone right
claw.
here, right? The
Mhm.
one with my fingernail attached to it.
Yeah, all
They
of
just
the tendons and the nerves, and
you look like
and
Rahm Emanuel.
we know that they suffer as a result of this. They have higher rates of biting people. And that's one of the things that the CVMA is claiming why we need to protect declawing is because what if somebody's on blood thinners or is immunocompromised? We don't want them to have to give up their cat because they're worried about their cat scratching them. But what about when their cat then starts biting them
Yeah.
after they're declawed or stops using the litter box, which is an often a problem. They get are pain they have pain in their feet from when they scratch the litter box, and so they start peeing outside the litter box, and then so they're
Right.
relinquished to the shelter because of that. So
And they don't usually do the back legs anyway, right? They just do the front? Uh,
sometimes they do both,
they do all 4 legs. Oh my
but
god.
sometimes they even just the front claws is enough, and they have back pain and all of these issues
No,
as
I
a
mean, not
result.
for the cat. I mean, it's stupid to think that someone who develops some kind of immunodeficiency all of a sudden is like, "Well, I've gotta cut all the fingers off my cat."
Yeah.
Bro, like, come on, it's not that hard to find a loving home for a cat. I know it's difficult, but it ain't that
Well,
difficult.
no, and you don't have to give up your cat just because you're on blood thinners, like,
No?
that's ridiculous.
So this is all a lie?
Yeah,
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
no.
Is there any
Y
situation what is there any is there any disease? I'd like a list of diseases that the doctors recommend you getting rid of your cat
There
if they
the
befall
C
you.
NIH, the CDC, the US Public Health Service, the Infectious Diseases Society of America, and the Canadian Medical Association all state explicitly that declawing is not advised, even for the animals of persons who are severely immunocompromised, including with those with HIV. Especially given that declawed cats are 4 times more likely to bite and 3 times more likely to act
Mm,
aggressively as a result
mhm.
of this procedure. And we now know, like, it's been banned in several states now, and it's been very successful, and they
Mhm.
haven't noticed any of these problems. So, it's ridiculous that the CVMA is still having this backwards
It's
position.
weird. California's so weird, you know? Like, what the heck, California? You'd think that we'd be the ones to get rid of it. Am I like,
Yeah, we're a very conservative state in a lot of ways, very, very antiquated in our beliefs, um, in a lot of ways.
or
Very
atavistic? Yeah,
yeah, um,
bizarre. It's just a weird thing. We get rid of we have a fur ban and a gestation crate ban, but not a declaw ban.
Yeah. And is anybody willing to, like, come on and discuss? Are you pro declawing? Do you think that we shouldn't ban declawing? I am down to talk with you about it and understand this further. I think I've heard all the arguments and
I'd love to know
debunked
more. I'll
them,
keep an
but,
open mind if you wanna tell
like, if
me
I
why it's
haven't
cool.
made the case to you and you still think, "Oh, Crystal's got it wrong," let's discuss it, and I don't debate, like, I'm down to just hear your perspective on these things. I'm not, into arguing with people.